This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Hey there, welcome to King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I am Rusty.
That's Rusty coming to us from another dimension. How are you, Rusty?
I'm somewhere in the Twilight Zone.
There's Artie. How you doing, Artie?
I'm in between here and there and yesteryear.
They control the horizontal, they control the vertical.
Yeah.
So we just finished up with season 14.
We did. We did a really good job. It was 14 weeks of just King of the Hill.
I think 10 weeks, but yeah.
We 10 weeks, not 14. 14 season, 10
That's
weeks.
Right. That's right. Yeah. We I think going into this, just as kind of a little bit of a recap, we didn't really know what to expect. We didn't know whether they were just going to crap out something and not really care because it was a money play, or with all the people that unfortunately have passed, how they were going to address their voices. Thankfully, they didn't go to AI. They just went to another actor, which is great. Artie says he sent season 8, episode 1 notes. I'll tell you this, Artie. We were absolutely planning on doing season 8, episode 1. But I was part of a sleep study 2 nights ago, and it kicked my ass. Like, I was so friggin' tired yesterday, and I didn't even realize I was tired. There is a picture of me that I sent out, and I might be able to get it up here, but I look like Darth Vader without his skin, because I had all the leads and I had a big computer hanging around my neck and all kinds of stuff, and I had to sleep for 8 hours with that thing on. The one thing I told my wife I will not do is wear one of those masks all night. And so what they told me at that thing was, if you're breathing improperly, we will come in and put a mask on you. It didn't happen, so I was very happy about that. Now,
so you're not losing sleep from breathing improperly. There's something underlying.
Yes, and I can tell them what it is. That's the way I am. I've been this way my entire life. I get about 5 to 7 hours. I mean, if I want to be absolutely truthful about it, but and that's just the way it goes. I enjoy my TV, and I'm gonna keep watching it. I mean,
I've been tired since I graduated high school.
That's it, man. That's it. But having said that, I felt like season 14, and this was Rusty's idea as well, that season 14 needed a proper send off, because honestly,
well, it's just going with the trend. We've done this now pretty much. I don't think we did it at first, but we started taking a breath in between seasons just to like give everybody just a pause and kind of recap what we went over, what our favorite moments might have been, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think this one certainly deserves it, because honestly, if I'm being 100% honest with you, I think season 14 was better than probably the last 3 seasons of King of the Hill, the regular
7.
show.
I would say 7 seasons, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of 8 through the end. So that was really what I wanted out of King of the Hill, waiting for since I was 19 and now almost 40 getting it. So it's like I've really wanted it, and they gave it in a way that made sense to me. I know it didn't make sense to a lot of people, and I think a lot of it is cultural things in Texas that a lot of people don't understand, like Hank being in Saudi Arabia. A lot of people don't get that. And if you're from Texas, I mean, I've said it throughout the 10 weeks we were going through it. If you're from Texas, it's something that you understand. It's something that happens in Texas, out in the oil fields and gas fields and stuff like that. People end up in different countries making tons of money in consult positions and stuff like that. But I was skeptical at first when you had Peggy saying the F word in the leaked scenes and stuff. I was like, is this just going to be Peggy and Hank dropping F-bombs and middle fingers and stuff like that? I was like, are we taking them out of Saudi Arabia? And it's kind of funny. Saudi Arabia, suburbia to the trailer park? Like, did they go from suburbs to Saudi Arabian suburbs? Now, like, are they going to be gutter trash? So I was kind of skeptical about that, but they did it tastefully. That wherever they had her cursing at just seemed proper for what.
This is the same Hank, same Peggy that we left off with several years ago, and I, for one,
maybe a little freer. I think they're a little freer now.
Yeah.
I think they're a little more open than they might have been. I don't see Hank sitting down at a Japanese charcoal barbecue restaurant prior to this. If it ain't, it ain't happening.
Well, honestly, now the only reason he's doing it is because it's his son. So, I mean, that's okay.
And I think that's okay. Yeah. I don't think he would have done it for his son before. I don't think he would have eaten charcoal. Well, he did eat there is that one episode where he did eat a charcoal burger. I want to say he didn't, but he didn't know it. So, but he did admit it was better. So he knows in the back of his mind that charcoal actually tastes better, but he is a propane man.
That's right.
It's like being working at a Ford dealership, but you know that Chevy is better, but you just continue to drive Fords because it's what you sell. You love them.
Yes. All right. So what I thought we would do is do a little recap on season 14, episode by episode, because there's only 10 of them.
Not too many.
It started August 4th, 2025. It is the first one that's on Hulu. I will say that the first show that I remember making this sort of switch from broadcast TV to a streaming service of any sort was Community. Community did a season on Yahoo. If you can visualize that, which is insane at this point, because there's nothing on Yahoo at this point, but they were ahead of their time. And I do remember watching that final season on Yahoo and them dropping an F-bomb and me going, holy crap, this is a whole new world. Because and now you see it all the time. Like, my wife watches all those NCIS, all the CSI stuff, and a lot of those have moved to either Paramount or one of those streaming services. And when they do, all bets are off. You see these same characters that used to say gosh darn saying other words now, and other situations, lots of more sexual type situations and things like that. And I'm a guy who I understand that's not for kids. I get it. And I think that the biggest problem we have in this country is us letting our kids be feral and just kind of doing their own thing, which kids got to be reminded about homework. Kids have to be reminded about rules. They have to be reminded to wash themselves, things like that. You can't just let a kid raise themselves.
Yeah, no, for sure. You can't. And I think a lot of it is technology, advances in technology and stuff that are making that worse.
True. Yeah, it's real easy to sit your kid down in front of an iPad and just let them go. Anyway, I am all for it. I think it has added to these shows, and the ones that want to be a little more creative about things, they get that creativity, because it used to be the only place you could do that was like HBO or something.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. August 4th, every one of these episodes dropped. They dropped 10, which is new for King of the Hill. Also, episode 1, season 14, episode 1, Hank and Peggy move back to Arlen and struggle to readjust to their old life. Bobby runs into a childhood friend in Dallas. It was a great setup. Him getting off the airplane, kissing the ground, figuring out.
Oh, that was perfect. Yeah, him kissing the ground was just like, Hank.
Not only that, but like looking around in the airport and everything's fancy and it's all changed there now.
I kind of imagine him leaving Texas and taking a hand trowel and scooping up a handful of Texas dirt and putting it in a Crown Royal bag.
That's right.
And taking it with him to wherever he was going, Saudi Arabia.
I think it'd be a Megalomart bag, but yeah.
Or this is what I imagine even happened is the Saudi Arabian government. Everybody knows the amount of money, especially right now in the world. Like they just, like 100 comedians just pissed off the entire, internet sphere by going over there.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be funny if they had a contractor that came and specifically shipped tonnage of Texas dirt. And that's they said, we'll build you a house on Texas dirt if you come to Saudi Arabia.
That
and
seems
Hank's
very
house
much
is actually on Texas dirt.
That seems very much like a Dubai type thing, like they would do that, definitely. I was born on an Air Force base in Taiwan, so the one-to-one there it's basically it is American soil because it's a U.S. Air Force base.
Absolutely,
but okay. I really enjoyed the part about the Uber. I enjoyed finding out that Bill is a 500-pound man.
That was unsettling. I think that was unsettling. I was kind of upset that they went that direction with him, honestly.
Yeah.
I really wanted it to go the other direction, where Bill kind of like comes up out of a funk and he's like he's doing better and stuff like that. But I guess if they want to stay true to 13 seasons of King of the Hill, if he was going to heal, he would have healed.
He just can't do it without Hank there.
Seasons. Yeah, he couldn't. He definitely couldn't do it without Hank.
Yeah,
but I'm just I didn't really like the
and that
500-pound back to the 280-pound guy. Like,
yeah, but man, come on,
him.
It's a cartoon. When it comes down to it, it is a cartoon. It is an animated show.
Well, it would have been great if we got one episode where he like is wheeled out.
They put him on a treadmill the whole time or something,
or he's wheeled out on a gurney, like a bed, like a hospital bed that he just rolls around in. That's like on a automated thing where he just wheels himself out there. That would have been good.
Look at this. We got Jared R. And then we have the Rusty Shackelford show.
That's me.
Oh, that is you.
That's me.
Oh, okay.
That's my YouTube.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I have that's my YouTube. What I post under is the Rusty Shackelford show.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot.
With a little bomb or whatever.
Yeah, I like it a lot. That's nice. Okay, so that was season 1, and I think all of our fears were kind of quelched by that first episode. We found out that it was what we were hoping it would be. Also, remember that right before this, we had interviewed Jonathan Joss for the last time. Nobody knew it was going to be the last time, but we went into this with a lot of fears. I mean, it
was electric going into this for sure.
It was
positive and negative. There's a lot of ions going around for sure.
Yes.
Going to the event, having a hell of a time at the event. The whole controversy surrounding the event, being a part of that, and not even just being a part of it, being an intimate part of it later on as well. And then all the aftermath of that, and getting to talk to and meet a few people that were in his sphere. It was just we went from being an outside commentary to now being an inside kind of, like, we have like this greater perspective. Not, I wouldn't say fully, obviously, but we have this now the window's open and we're like saying hey through the window kind of thing. Like we're not looking in the window anymore. We're on the windowsill having a conversation now. So it's kind of it was a surreal thing for me, for sure, for like the whole show.
We went from Arlen resident to Bill. We are basically Bill now.
Yeah, we're there. We're on the block. So it was it was your camera messed up. It was really awesome to get to talk to him at all. Like I said, I wish there was more conversation to be had than what we had, but it was definitely interesting. And I don't know, it was a bittersweet thing. And then there was just me. If you could see there, I'm watching Julia Child's baking show. She is
there I am.
Okay. I found Julia Childs again. Remember, that was my comfort show for a while, and then they took it off of Pluto TV. I have all of the fast streaming services, the free ad-supported TV streaming services, and Xumo, XUMO, whatever one that is, that has all of the Julia Child stuff. The baking, it has the ones where she has the celebrity chefs from the 80s and 90s, So we're back on that again.
That's the other one I want to just shortly give a shout out to is Pluto TV having that cool room at the event that we were able to go in there and meet some folks and have some fun. I mean, that
was interesting.
We were just looking for a place to sit down.
Rescue lady.
Yeah, we were just looking for a place to sit down, but we basically found a new friend, and I got my aura taken a picture of and all kinds of stuff. So it was that was a ton of fun.
From what I understand is that they're supposed to be doing the same thing for season 15.
Oh, really? Oh, that'll be great
for an ATX thing. So
yeah.
if they do that, guys, we will definitely be there. We'll
100%.
make it a point to be there
Yeah,
for sure.
100%. I have already
And
reached out to the people about some other things too.
well, not only that, this time I'm not just in the middle of starting the new job. I will have
Sure.
started. I will
That's
be
right.
into my new job, and I'll have plenty of expenditure for vacation and things like that. So I'll be able to take off to be there. Not only that, actually, they do it on the weekends anyway. So
Yeah.
really, I'm off Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, and most Saturdays, every other
Cool.
Saturday. So might end up working out where I don't have to do anything. But yeah,
All right.
great.
Season 14, episode 2, The Beer Story. Hank and Bobby are competitors in a home beer brewing competition. Boomhauer bonds with Luke Jr. over non-alcoholic beer. This is probably my least favorite of all 10.
The beer episode, the beer competition stuff.
Yep.
You know why it's not my least favorite? Because I always enjoy seeing Hank and Bobby in competitive stuff or competitions or like the shooting thing when they go and shoot, or when Bobby wants to do this and Hank tags along, whether it's a sporting thing or whatever it is, and Hank's always there with him, because I think it again shows that Hank, no matter what silly beer's not silly, obviously that's why he liked it a lot more, but whatever silly stuff Bobby wants to try out or do, no matter how apprehensive Hank is of whatever that thing is, he's always there with him to do it. He's always by his side and supports him no matter how much he doesn't want to.
I still enjoyed the episode. I'm just saying it as a whole of the 10, that's probably my last one. But it was still a good episode.
There. Yeah. It's
still
on
a great episode.
It's on the lower tier. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Next one is
it was all right.
Go ahead. Next one is episode 3. Bobby gets grilled in search for his authentic Robata charcoal. Bobby is accused of cultural appropriation. The Hills and the Gribbles go to the Bush Presidential Library where Dale incites an incident. This one I enjoyed because we got to see however much you hate Chain, he is now part of this new story. And we got to see how big a dick he is. And we got to see what links Bobby would go to make his restaurant successful. And then we also got to see what links Hank would go to approve of what his son is doing and show his son some love in his own special way.
I like the cultural exchange in this one.
Yeah.
You got people pressing Bobby about authentic Japanese charcoal and things like that, which it is unique charcoal to Japan. And the only thing that makes it unique to Japan is the fact that the wood that it's made of is only found in Japan. Otherwise, there are similar types of charcoal. It's not like the Japanese discovered charcoal. It's a specific wood charcoal that's made. So that's what you get, the specific charcoal for the specific flavor, which is what charcoal and wood and smoke is all about. That's why propane is not as good, because tasting the heat, as Hank says, is actually a style of I don't want to say seasoning, but I guess it's kind of a way that you could make your meat taste different or better or whatever you want to call it.
Taste the meat, not the heat. I also like this one for the cultural appropriation conversations that they had in it.
Yeah,
King of the Hill has never been afraid to approach things like that and give it a little jab. And it was a really good way to do it in this one.
Yeah, because it wasn't even a Japanese. Well, he was a Japanese man,
right?
But it wasn't even a traditional Japanese man. It was an American Japanese, a guy who was half Japanese kind of thing. So that's what I appreciated about it is that it showed the diversity of culture in America. You might grow up in a two-culture household. Your dad might be an American, your mom might be English in my situation, or your dad might be from the middle of India and your mom might be from Vietnam or whatever.
Right.
Like, that's what America's all about, is this melting pot kind of thing. And I think that this particular episode really kind of like speaks on that, even though everybody's kind of like pressing him at first. They're like, oh, okay, you're not appropriating anything, you're just making Bobby food, and Bobby food just happens to be similar to these things, similar to the things that these cultures have.
The next one is episode 4, Chore Money, Chore Problems. Hank joins an app for handymen and struggles to get a good rating. Bobby learns that Connie is dating a mutual friend. So this is where we get the, non-committed monogamy or whatever it's called.
Which I was very uncomfortable with that exchange.
Yeah,
because I know what that meant on their level. I know what that like entailed. I know that was a power tool used by Shane Wasana to be able to use Connie, because she's an attractive woman, intelligent at that, but also naive. So he was able to, I feel like that's what it became. She kind of shows, that she doesn't really care that, oh yeah, I'm a part of it too.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was just so she could have that sexual relationship, and not have to worry about being with a bunch of other people, because I doubt that she was actually out there dating and sleeping with other people. Shane probably used that as
absolutely
as a tool.
agree with you. Yep. The next episode is the football episode. Hank secretly becomes a football referee. When we say football, we mean soccer in this point. Bobby goes to buy a car and leaves the dealership with a horse. I like this one because we get some John Redcorn that Jonathan did record before his untimely demise. And we get, it's a weird story where a guy makes him take a horse home with him, but I get it.
It feels like there's a parable here, like two Chevys are worth a horse in the bush.
That's right. Like yeah. But the soccer stuff for Hank, I thought that was really cool, because it shows again Hank's his open mind. He is willing to be diversified. You just have to tell him why. That's really it. And
also I think a lot of what Hank is too is he's real hesitant about stuff because of all the preconceived notions behind things, or what he's been told about stuff. But like when he goes to Saudi Arabia, the main sport they watch is obviously going to be football, soccer, so I think, when in Rome, Hank has no problem with participating and stuff. He's not one of those people that will move somewhere and make you do what he wants you to do. He's going to see what you guys are about and learn what they're doing. So I feel like he went over there, appropriated some of their culture, and learned a little bit about soccer.
Well, and we find out some of that in the next episode too, which is Peggy's fade out. Hank discovers that Bill's new coworkers think he's married, while Bobby discovers Connie's boyfriend may be cheating on her. Peggy struggles with her self-identity after getting rejected from she was supposed to be a teacher or something online, and she was rejected from that. So Bill has made up this big story with his new black barbershop friends that he is married to Peggy, and he's helped Hank lose 500 pounds. And
that's a really good story.
It's a great story. Yeah.
The only thing that's unsettling about it is how willing Peggy is to participate. That was the only thing that I really did not appreciate about that episode, is her willingness to carry on with the charade and also like egg it on. Peggy's egging on the man's mental illness, and I didn't really find somebody too cool.
All Peggy wants is somebody to point the camera at her, and that is exactly what it did. And then at the end, it bit her in the butt once again. But great episode, great Bill centric episode. I enjoyed the fact that Bobby and Connie kind of came to terms in this one. She's like, yeah, no, he's going and seeing other people. That's when they have that big conversation. Bobby's okay with it. And then it also gives Bobby an open door to reintroduce himself to Connie. And we see that in some later episodes. The next one was episode 7, Any Given Hill Day. Bobby tries to bond with Hank at the Dallas Cowboys fantasy camp, but Willow interferes. Peggy starts a lending library effort to bring the neighborhood together. So the Peggy part of the story I really enjoyed because of the bed bugs. That was fun to see that she was trying to do something good, but she brought bed bugs to the entire neighborhood. And then that, of course, gives us a lot of Dale, which is always wonderful. But the Dallas Cowboys football camp, the funny thing about that is the day that we reviewed that one, I think it was either 2 days before or the day before, Micah Parsons left the team and went to the Green Bay Packers. So we're watching an episode that's already out of time.
Yeah, we did mention that. Yeah, we did mention that.
Yeah.
And actually, it was kind of funny. I was walking through, I want to say it was Walmart.
Yeah.
Because Walmart has since, I don't know, they seem to have partnered up with some better companies for clothing and stuff like that over the last few years. There was a bunch of NFL licensed jersey, like actual NFL licensed gear at Walmart, and it was like Dick's was offloading all the Micah Parsons jerseys and shipped them over to Walmart and let them put them up for a discounted price. But it was all Micah Parsons jerseys or at HEB, there was like a bunch of Micah Parsons Funko Pops or something like all on the shelves.
You
And
can
I
go over
told
to Walmart.
somebody
You can go over to Walmart and
that's
get
a
your Super
collector's
Bowl
item.
loser shirts, you know.
That's a collector's item because what's going to happen is Micah Parsons is going to get a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers, and he's going to retire as a Cowboy. He's going to go over there for a year and retire.
Yeah.
And that's going to, that's going to have some value with his signature on it if you can get him to sign it.
That's probably right. The next one, conscious uncoupling. So this is the one where it says Soup and News and Phones throw a lavish anniversary party to hide a secret that only Hank knows. Bobby is stressed out catering the party while trying to help Connie. So we find
this
out
one's kind of wild.
It is nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like, I could never imagine. I don't think any time I ever experienced in my life where a couple that it's either they got divorced, they hated each other for 50 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't just get divorced and hide it and then still live together and the dad lives in the shed, like, or the garage. I've never, I don't know if that's maybe that's something that's particular to Laotian culture. Maybe that divorce is so bad, and maybe that when they do divorce, the dad has to sleep on the couch or something. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really odd. I just I know that they have always tried to keep up with the Joneses, but I never thought that they would go to that like extreme to keep up with the Joneses or the Hills.
You know, honestly, Khan's as bad as Peggy, if not worse, when it comes to that sort of thing. He wants to be on top, wants to be liked by everybody. You know, he's just a Laotian version of Peggy. But we find out that they've been divorced for a while. Khan's been living in the garage. We also find out that Bobby has a tough time with the catering of this big event, but that tends to work itself out. But then the way the secret gets out is Dale has a hidden camera there, and unfortunately hits the wrong button and shows Bobby and Connie talking on the big screen. Everybody figures out what's going on. And in the end, we find out that Hank and Peggy are more secure with each other than they ever thought. And so great episode. No Hank Left Behind is episode 9. Hank takes good Hank to a men's camp to instill good vibes, but the camp is not what Hank thought it would be. Peggy stays at Bobby's apartment after getting an MRI. I really enjoyed this one. And it's because this felt like a season 7 episode of King of the Hill. This was an old school Hank Peggy episode that had a decent morality story at the end for both parties. Hank ends up being fooled by this thing at the beginning, then figures it out, saves his son from it, and also saves the rest of the room from it. And Peggy is able to get closer to Bobby. Bobby figures out that he's not been spending enough time with his mother. They bond over a few things, and this is a very Hill family loving episode. And
I agree. I like
it is probably, this one and the next one are my favorite episodes of season 14. This was a really, really good one. Plus the pencil wars, which are always fun.
That was probably my favorite part of it. Yeah. Cause I totally forgot all about that until I seen that. Yeah. I remember doing that as a kid. Yeah.
All right. Last one, season 14, episode 10, a sounder investment.
A sounder is a herd of pigs.
It's a herd of pigs. Peggy and Hank's friends start a pig eradication business, but Hank is hesitant to join them. Bobby and Connie struggle to bond as adults. In the end, Bobby and Connie are closer than they have been in years, which I really like that. Joseph is also there, which is always the case. The pig killing thing is almost secondary to all of this because it's more about Hank and his friends and his wife. And it is a good episode, and I don't even care really what the subject was. This is old school King of the Hill right here. This is the perfect way to go out in the season as well. So this was the pretty bow on the brand new car in the Christmas commercial for Hyundai. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So all in all, I don't know. If I was going 1 out of 10, I would give this season a solid 9. I thought it was
8.5, 9, good. It was
Yeah.
good, solid episode.
The only thing that throws me off every once in a while is the animation, but I get used to it. And
it's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, I really thought it was gonna be a lot more jerkier, but
it's not like we're watching Paper Dolls or anything, you know.
Like they said, the technology that they used is just gone. It doesn't exist anymore. So
yeah. Well, anyway, that pretty much ties up season 14.
You know, that's why they can't make CRT TVs anymore. Is not necessarily because we don't have the capacity to make them and the stuff to do it with. We don't have the tooling for the machines anymore. Like we don't have the stuff to create them. We would have to rebuild from the ground up the entire industry because there's no like residual stuff left behind. Like they had vinyl has existed for a long time and it never died out because there was enough enthusiasts with vinyl that vinyl just didn't die. Cassettes too. Cassettes, they still make cassettes and stuff. So those things were somehow survived. Even VCRs, there's people still making new VCR tapes. So even that stuff like survived, but the technology to create the CRT TVs and the technology to create the VCRs, I'm sure in a foreign country somewhere, I'm pretty sure there's still probably like third world countries that still manufacture and sell them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, the other day I found myself wanting a VCR for something, and I can't even remember what it was for. But all right, so I swear to God, next week, season 8, episode 1.
Episode 1, back on the wagon.
Back to our regular format, and we hope that you all are able to join us. You want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you can find us at BWAAAKOTH at all social medias, and you can also email us at BWAAAKOTH@gmail.com.
Awesome. We are so thankful for all of you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you for sticking with us for this weird way we did season 14. And we'll get back into it and just keep coming back. It works. So we love you. Thanks a lot. And one thing left to say.
Oui, Matanye.
Oui, Matanye, indeed. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.